What's going on, champs and champions? It's FireMonkey here, and it's time for your yearly rant where I talk about things that I want to talk about without any real purpose of them. And that yearly rant this time around, of course, relates to the wonderful magic land of Twitter and how social media in general sucks, right? This isn't just about Twitter, but it's also about other places like Threads, which is, basically Twitter, but Instagram, and everything else in that realm, right? They all exist. They're all different platforms out there that you're able to use, watch, and read, and, communicate on and everything else. But when it comes to actually using those platforms, it is very toxic, especially the more and more eyes you get on your content, the more followers you get, the more toxic everything just becomes. And it's at a spot where it's like, I tell myself all the time, oh, I want to take a break from Twitter, right? Recently I've been wanting to take a break a lot more often, but I can't really do that because taking a break from Twitter would literally require me to go about and, potentially hurt my own career, my own job and everything. Because while I do all this stuff because I enjoy it, of course, I make some revenue on the side as part of what I do. And if I was to go ahead and just be like, hey guys, I'm just completely yeeting myself off of Twitter, I'm not using this platform anymore, well, I would, one, have a lot more free time than I know what to do with, because I'll be honest, a lot of my daily time is occupied by Twitter, and that's probably very unhealthy, but it is just kind of the truth, right? A lot of my day is occupied by this platform that, I'm always on and I hate, but I stay on it because it gives me something to do other than, just lay in bed all day or play video games all day, I guess, and maybe that's why I stay on there, right? But it's like, I have a Twitter account with over 1.2 million followers, I think over 1.3 at this point, and I always have to kind of make content on there, even if I don't want to at a certain time because of how toxic the platform is, because of the fact that that is where, I actually am able to generate some extra revenue. That's where I get a lot of eyes on my content and everything else, and that's one way for me to, convert people who watch me or, read my stuff over on Twitter into people who watch my content over on YouTube. I mean, if we really pay attention to it, the whole entire, Blade Point stuff, Naraka Blade Point and everything, I use my personal Twitter, which I gained a following on from the Fortnite Twitter account I run, in order to promote my code for the second anniversary event to, get more of those little treasure loot boxes, whatever they're called, so that I could open them up and, get myself some freebie content in the game, while also allowing some other people to, enjoy the new game and everything else and get hyped to have a reason to play it with the whole entire free-to-play launch. But despite that, right, despite me using that platform and everything else to gain the following, it's like, why don't you just post and not read? Why don't you just, close your eyes, see no evil, do no evil, right, FireMonkey? It's like, as much as I would love to do that, with what I do on, my Twitter account, which is a Fortnite news channel, which is, related to Fortnite leaks and everything, it's like I always have to be reading DMs at the very least, because what happens if there's, some very exclusive leak that if I don't read the DM in the first hour, well, guess what? It's like another leaker's already posted it, all the attention that could have gone to promoting my Twitter account and getting more views towards my Twitter account is just gone because someone else had already shared that information before me, so my tweet won't get nearly as much traction as someone else's. Sure, that's like a first world problem where it's like, oh no, your Twitter tweet didn't get as much interactions as another one. It's the end of the world for poor old FireMonkey. But it's also like, taking it from the business route and taking it as a spot where it's like I could use my Twitter account with a massive following in order to convert, the nicer viewers and everything else on that platform over to the other platforms who just enjoy the content for me as a personality instead of me as, oh, here is your Fortnite news delivered on a platter right for you, right? And so it's always like a 50-50 dice roll. Now, something I did do recently is I logged out of my personal Twitter account because I had the Fortnite one and my personal one, and that means, I can't promote Naraka Blade Points events. I can't be like, use my Torchbearer code in the game so I get some free rewards or anything like that. Can't really do that, but what I can do is just have a little bit more peace of mind, right? I, still have people I can talk to and everything else if I need to ramble on and, waste some time or whatever else, but it's like I'm basically using Twitter in one form as a business instead of using it as a platform. And now with that whole entire long ramble done, what made me want to make this video? Because I make like a yearly video about, oh, Twitter is toxic, I want to leave it. And then, I'm back on Twitter like a week later. Well, this time around, it is because of something that has honestly been going on for over a year at this point with different people. It's just, this time it's on me, I guess. It's like this time it's drama face to... Wow, did that just close on me right when I got here? Okay, well, that sucks, but like I was saying, I had made a tweet recently talking about how I wasn't going to stop retweeting art on the Fortnite account, which on Twitter, you can just turn off retweets, right? You can make it so you don't see those, but I said I wasn't going to stop retweeting art because I have an account with 1.3 million followers, and I'm able to use that account to shine some light on some amazing artists who make some awesome artwork and everything else, who may not have as much as a following as me, right? They may not get over 100 likes on some of their amazing art that deserves a million likes, right? You know, they deserve a lot of attention because what I do is I look in the files, you know, I post things, I post the news or whatever, but these people are spending hours upon hours to create some masterpieces only for it to get like 20 likes or something, right? So I like using my account as a way to promote and shine a light on other artists while I have this platform, because it means that I'm able to help other people grow. And, you know, at the end of the day, if I can help someone who might be going through like a bad time or whatever, who is an artist, you know, who just wants their art to get out there so they get more attention or whatever else, and I can make it so that there's more eyes on it so that, you know, more people can appreciate the stuff that they've created, then I feel I've succeeded with my platform. And, you know, one day, once I'm not a Fortnite leaker anymore and I don't have a following anywhere and I'm just, you know, some regular guy living out in some cabin in the woods or something, you know, dealing with the whole entire, like, tech job or something like that, who knows what I'll be doing in the future, as long as I know I've made an impact on people in the past, I'm happy, right? And then, you know, people are like, why are you retweeting art? We want Fortnite leaks, we don't want this other stuff. And it's like, listen, I understand following the account expecting Fortnite leaks, but as the account has evolved since 2017, which is ages ago at this point, it's no longer just about leaks. I am organized, you know, I'm with the Good Gamers organization, which is like a Fortnite creative org, where, you know, I promote some of their creative maps and everything else. I am a content creator, so, you know, I'm constantly making content which people watch. I'm not just a Fortnite leaker anymore. It's expanded past just that broad overview. I mean, I even changed my bio and everything to reflect that, reflect the fact that I am a content creator, not a Fortnite leaker, you know, foremost, right? Now, of course, you know, you can have your own opinions. It's like, well, I mean, your main focus is still leaking the game, isn't it? So, like, kind of hypocritical or whatever you want to say, right? But it's like, at the same time, it's my Twitter account. There's a lot of accounts out there where you're able to just view the same leaks or whatever, because especially since, you know, a lot of people do the whole Fortnite news thing, anything I post is going to be posted by a lot of other accounts because they're, you know, going to want to make sure they have their own tweet about the news. And it's like, even if they're not the first ones to tweet about something, they'll want to make sure that that is still out there so that they still get some type of interactions and they still are able to grow their own account. And I mean, I'll even see my item shop bot, right? I made a whole entire bot to tweet out like the Fortnite item shop and everything, and I'll see that get reposted by other accounts, and I never do anything about it, right? I always kind of let it exist, you know, let them tweet it out, because, like, I made the bot, of course, you know, sure, it's mainly for my Twitter account, but if it's helping other people, give them some content to showcase on their accounts as well, so be it, right? You know, it's like, I'm not here just for all the fame and attention or whatever else, but I'm here just to kind of make a platform where I share some information sometimes, you know, I just kind of have fun with it, do my own thing, and try bringing my personality into play with it. But people did not like the fact that I was like, hey, you know, I am going to continue retweeting art and stuff and supporting artists and everything, and they tried saying, oh, he's only retweeting art of girls because he's simping for them. And it's like, most of the people I'm retweeting art of, they either don't have their gender publicly known, or it's known that they're a male, and, you know, like, maybe occasionally there's like a female artist out there, but it's like, I never focus on retweeting art because they're a female or something. I just retweet art because I think it looks cool, and I'm like, you know, I could never do anything like that. Like, I could try drawing something, but last time I tried drawing like a cat or someone, you know, people tried saying, oh, that looks like an NFT, and I'm like, bro, I'm just trying to draw a cat out here, right? But it got to the point where, you know, all these people were hating and stuff, and they were insulting the artists I were retweeting as well, trying to call them, you know, like, names or whatever, trying to make fun of them and everything else. And it's like, I don't stand with that. So I started going through, blocking a lot of accounts and everything, because I'm like, you know, that's just not the type of behavior I condone and not the type of behavior I want to support from my platform, especially since, you know, my whole entire platform's focus was love each other, basically, you know, love each other's art, show support for everyone else, and just have a fun time all on this platform. And if, you know, you don't want to see that type of stuff, you don't want to see art, since it is just retweets, you're able to turn off retweets on the account and you won't have to worry about that at all. And then it's like, oh, but the notification, what if it still goes through with the notifications and everything else? Well, there are multiple settings on Twitter for notifications where you can turn those off. But what really tipped me over the edge with all of this was the fact that when everything came out, you know, after I tweeted and everything was fine for, you know, like a few days or whatever. We're all just chilling, you know, vibing, having a good old time. And then out of nowhere, I see an account that gets made, right? And it's like, we want leaks, not art. And it was, you know, my face with like a cross through it and everything. Well, not my face exactly, but you know, my profile picture with like a red X through it and everything else. And it was like, we want leaks, not art. And I'm like, okay, look, I get not wanting to see art on your timeline, and I get, you know, not wanting to go through extra settings or whatever to stop yourself from seeing the art, but really making an entire account dedicated to hating on me because of the fact that I retweet art, that's just going too far. But it's not something that is just, you know, a one-time thing in the Fortnite community. This is something that has happened multiple times before, right? And, you know, I used to be fine with it because back a long time ago, it was pretty, you know, just simplistic, funny things or whatever, like, oh, FireMonkey's left toe, oh, you know, fly in FireMonkey's room, whatever. You know, it was just like some little like current events or stuff going on in my life that were kind of fun to make little jokes and stuff about, because it was a little like in community, little inside, you know, meme or whatever we had going on. And sure, they were dumb, you know, it was like, oh yeah, you're just kind of being like, oh, there's a fly in FireMonkey's room, that's my entire account. But at the same time, it was nicer than, oh, we're going to make a whole entire profile dedicated to, I hate this guy right here. And, you know, they made a whole entire account, started talking in every single one of my tweets and everything else, and the only account they were following was themselves, so I knew who was running this account, right? I knew the person who was trying to make this whole entire account of, we want leaks, not art, or whatever else, and it was someone who I had recently blocked because of the fact that they were being toxic, just because I was like, hey, I'm still gonna repost art because it's my account and, you know, I can do what I want. But that really kind of like tipped me over the edge recently because, you know, I have had people in the past make multiple accounts to just mess with me. There'll be people I'll block, and then for literal months straight, they will make account after account after account after account just to kind of harass me or whatever, right? And, you know, it's like, I have a big following, and I always respond to this stuff, so it makes sense for why they're doing it, because they know I'll eventually respond if they do it for long enough, instead of just silently blocking them. And, you know, that is a bad thing on my part, you know, actually responding to all the drama, but it does show that even if you try to be supportive of other people on Twitter, right, it is such a toxic platform where you'll just get yoinked out of existence, you'll be plopped over into the void or whatever else, and you will get hated on for being, you know, trying to be nice to other people. And sure, I will admit, I will go on like retweet sprees. I'll be like retweet, 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 5 retweets really quickly next to each other about different types of art that people have posted. But that's because, you know, there are people constantly posting art, and I want to constantly support the type of stuff with the following I currently have. But it's just crazy to see how on a platform like Twitter, there's people who are so like in over everything, where they will just harass you just for the sake of harassing you. But I'm like, hey, you know, it allows me to make my yearly I hate Twitter video, and you guys get to watch it, get some content to listen on to in the background and everything else while you go on about your days. But with that said, I am hopefully taking a little back trace on my Twitter usage. Hopefully I'm, you know, being a little bit more on the slow side with all of that, and maybe I will eventually stop having a Twitter addiction where I can spend more time focusing on the videos for you guys. And I mean, if we really focus on it, today's video and yesterday's video, I recorded in the same 1 hour period, because it's currently the 20th at 12:40 in the morning, so it was right after I had just made that Spirit Well video, right? But with that said, I'll catch you champs and chambettes next time with another video. Like the video if you liked it, dislike if you didn't like it, and peace out.